Good afternoon, this is Tootsie from Little Bundas, and today I'm going to show you how I embroider on diapers so that they are sturdy and waterproof. Okay, so I already have my diaper cut out here and ready to go, and the design is already loaded onto my machine so that I know what the final size will be. I know that the final size of my design is going to be 3.5 inches tall and 2 1/4 wide. So the first thing I do is mark where I want the top of my design to be. Generally for cloth diapers, that's about 2 inches from the top of the diaper so that I have plenty of room for my elastic and all that other good stuff. So I'm using a green chalk here just so that it's a color that'll show up, and drawing a straight line across. And then I'm going to find the center point. Just by using a ruler, I can mark the center here. So I know when I load this into the hoop, these are pretty much the only coordinates I need, is the center and the top, and I can hoop it based on that. Okay, now that I have my bearings marked on my diaper cut, it's time to get it ready for hooping. So I'm going to flip this so that the shiny side is up, and then I'm going to take a scrap piece of waterproof fabric of PUL. Doesn't matter what color it is because it's going to be on the inside of the diaper anyway. And I am going to lay it over top of the area where my embroidery design is going to be, with the shiny side also facing up. Now I'm not going to center this because essentially what we're going to do is the design is going to be right here. And then I'm going to take this and fold it and make like a little waterproof envelope. So you don't want it centered, you want it aligned on the side so that the design goes on either the left or the right side, and then you can fold this over like an envelope. So once you've got it aligned the way you need it to go, just take a little spray adhesive so that everything stays. And then my layer of stabilizer, again with spray adhesive. For my stabilizer, this is the kind I buy. It's the regular cutaway, and I like to buy it already cut into 8x8 pieces just because it's more convenient that way for me. So my layers are ready to go. I have my hoop here. And I see I've got a little bit of a bubble here, so I'm gonna unstick some of this and smooth out my bubbles. So that it's nice and smooth. Okay, then I lay all 3 pieces on my hoop. And I'm going to use this little center indent on my hoop to line up with my middle line here and go just a little bit above where my top line is going to be. So the top of my design is going to be here, and there's a little bit of room. And then I just kind of take that and snap it into the hoop and make sure, double check that everything still lines up. Give everything a nice tug so that you know that there's no slack. And then tighten your hoop. Okay, now we are ready to come over to the machine and actually start the design. I have a Brother PE 770, uses a USB stick for my designs. We're going to be making a little Batman guy today. So I snap my hoop into the machine. Now I'm going to align my design with the lines that I made. So I'm going to come over here and find the top center of the design, and then use these arrows to move the hoop to where I want the top center of my design to be. Okay. Then I'm going to double check the size of the whole design by using the square button. It's going to draw a little perimeter all the way around so that I have a visual. So that's the bottom left, bottom right, top left. And then it'll come to rest at that top center again, which is exactly where I want it. So then we're ready to embroider. My first color is already in the machine. I just have to finish threading the needle. I always use the automatic needle threader on this, just because it makes it so easy. Okay, make sure your thread is threaded and pulled through the bottom. Lower the presser foot, and away we go. And it's just going to do its thing for a little while. And we'll let the whole design stitch out, switching the colors in between, and then we'll come back. Okay, my design is finished sewing, so I'm going to remove it from the hoop and clean up all these little loose threads on the front and on the back, and then I'll meet you back at the sewing machine. Okay, so we finished the embroidery and I have trimmed away all of the extra stabilizer. And so remember that we have this little pocket of PUL, and what I'm going to do is fold it over like this, encasing the embroidery, and I'm going to take it over to my machine and very carefully just kind of sew this shut as close as I can to the actual embroidery, and then trim off the extra. Alright, so I'm at my sewing machine. Again, I've got my little pocket here. I'm just going to pull this so that the top lines up. And I'm turning it. Doesn't really matter which way you start, but I'm gonna start at the top right side and just kind of pull this out of the way so that you can sew as close as you can to the embroidery. So pull the diaper off to the side, double check that everything is out of the way. Do a back stitch here so that it's nice and secure. Again, pull everything out of the way underneath. And when you get to the end, do another back stitch. Okay, so once you've got your little pocket, just cut off all the extra. Okay, and there you have it, a lovely little pocket that has waterproofed our embroidery here. There's the front, super cute, and now you can finish your diaper in however way you want.